Hello. Good morning, everyone in Shochu'sday land. Uh, Clearly, I'm neither Christopher nor Steven this morning. They're both traveling for the next few weeks, so it's Maya down in Kagoshima. Hello. Hopefully, I'm not really used to how this all works, and clearly, I'm outside, so hopefully, I don't mess anything up too badly. Sorry if I hit something wrong. Haven't quite figured out this StreamYard business. Um, I live in Kagoshima, and I'm here in downtown Kagoshima. You can see over this shoulder. This is the entrance to Kagoshima's Bunkadori. This is our nightlife district. Uh, it's at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's full of delivery trucks and garbage pickup, and it's not terribly exciting, but we'll walk a little bit down there later today. Let me see, where do I find this? Right? Happy Shochu'sday. What are you sipping? I am sipping on nothing. I was going to have a coffee, but it's a little bit, honestly, too early for me to be drinking coffee. And so I hope to keep this episode a little bit short today. I hope you stick with me. And what I wanted to do today was to change it up a little bit. And Kagoshima, as you have probably heard many times throughout this series of live streams, is like the land of the shochu. They've just released the numbers for last year's production, and Miyazaki Prefecture is actually the number one producer by volume, thanks to the nice folks at Kirishima Shuzo, who make Kuro Kirishima, all those Akane Kirishima, all those brands. But Kagoshima is number two. But we have the most number of distillers, producers, 113, depending on who you ask, 120, 105. It's 113 companies. So what I wanted to do today is, how do I turn my camera around? How do I turn my camera around? Is this correct? That camera. So, Panic Man. Loving the Kuma episode. The Kuma episode, I think you're referring to the the new Japan distilled episode that dropped, I think, last Friday on Kuma Shochu up in Kumamoto. They make rice shochu. It is a protected GI. And Christopher R. Steven are doing a series on the different geographic indication shochus. So the first one is Kuma. So please give that a listen if you have time. It's available now on all your favorite podcast streaming services, I think. And my camera's being a little wonky today. So the main event, my Kagoshima Corner with Take Two, we had a version of this last week, but this is on the live stream version. Here I am in front of a Lawson, one of the great convenience stores chains of Japan. I'm going to pop in. It's kind of quite weird to be on your camera and talking while inside convenience stores, but I don't want to be too rude. But in Kagoshima, we have many, many kinds of shochu, and literally, I've taken there's the door. I've taken 2 steps inside Lawson, and I'm confronted with Kagoshima shochu from a few of our major producers. It's a strange time in the morning, so they're restocking. They're out of the Kamasa Gin, the mini bottles, but we've got these like mini cardboard packs, and these 200. Oh, these are 300 milliliter bottles. And then I've never actually seen some of these. This is quite a famous one, Kaido, the red Oyuai no Kaido from Hamada Shuzo, which is Kagoshima's largest distiller. And then some gift bottles, some sparkling umeshu liqueur. These are shochu-based sparklings. And Arawaza from Hombo Shuzo. And if you go further into Lawson, so the actual liquor section. So here we are. Again, I think we've talked about pack shochus before, or Steven has talked about There's your Kirishima shochu. So we do have it here in Kagoshima as well. And this is Kuroisa Nishiki. This is our most popular brand, one of our most popular brands here in Kagoshima City. I don't know why my camera's getting very twitchy today. Sorry in advance. Not advance, it's during. And Satsumashima Bijin is the other one. Let's see if I can get this to stop twitching. Just take it off. Just take it off the thing. There you go. I'll just carry it by hand. And Ichiko, we've got you. I know Ichiko is available in the States. And then Hakutakeshiro from nice people up in Takahashi. And all your fun little one cups. So I know collecting one cup shochus is a thing. If they're not like plastic, if they're in the glass bottles, but we only have the plastic ones. But quite a different number of varieties. And then here, one of the fun things. These are like the 7-Eleven brand shochus, but they're made. The Imo one is actually made with Kagoshima shochu, and this is one of the fun things. If you look at it, this is actually Kagoshima shochu made in Kagoshima Prefecture by our friends at Wakamatsu. So one of my friends looked at the list of the largest producers in Japan by volume and wondered why this Wakamatsu Shuzo was on the list, because it's not a very popular brand in Kagoshima. You don't see it very often. It's because they make these giant like 7-Eleven brands like this. So they're national chain convenience store big producers. And then we have a bunch of the other liquors and things like that here as well. So let me turn off this banner. Leave a comment. I don't really know how to work this StreamYard thing. Next week, I do hope to have a guest. I do have a guest lined up for next week, so it's not just me talking out into the void. Oh, I'm going to wait for this light. So, I don't know if you can tell from here. Can I? No, can't zoom in on the camera. But, so the entrance to Bukadori, like I said, Kagoshima's Culture Street, is sponsored on either side by Shiranami and Kuro Shiranami, which is a shochu label made by Satsuma Shuzo. So Kagoshima Tenmonkan's Bunkadori, where all of our nightlife is, the entrance to that is sponsored by a shochu distillery. So they also sponsor Shiranami Stadium, our soccer stadium. So shochu producers are a very big local economic mover and shaker. This is one of our classic trains going through. I don't know if you call it a tram, a trolley, a streetcar. I think we call it a tram. We call it the tram. Anyway. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So, let me know if you have any comments or questions. I'm hoping not being terribly boring. Christopher and Steven, I think, will be back in 3 weeks or in 4 weeks. But in the meantime, it's Maya here in Kagoshima. And I'm going to just cross the street real quick and take you into Don Quixote here in Tenmonkan. If you've ever been to Japan, Don Quixote is like the discount warehouse of all things that you probably would ever need to buy, except for the groceries and things like that. But if you haven't been to Japan, when you get here, you need to go to Don Quixote because it's a lot of fun. Ours opens at 9 a.m. And it closes at 6 a.m. in the morning. So it's closed between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. to restock. And Don Quixote, there is, if you wonder why Don Quixote, like the Spanish Cervantes, there he is with his riding his horse and the field house. So I'm going to pop in real quickly and show you how much shochu. First of all, you walk in, it's the liquor section. This is Kagoshima. You walk into anywhere, it's the liquor section. So it's all the beer. Lemon sours, lemon chuhai. The soju. And then we're confronted with our shochu section. Again, the paper packs are the most popular right now. They're the same 1.8 liter of this glass, the glass bottle, but they don't cost as much because they don't have to pay for the glass, and they're also lighter to carry. So they're much more popular now with people drinking at home. So if you look at this 1,800 milliliters, 1.8 liters of Kuroisa Nishiki, it's $14.98 for the glass bottle. But down here for the paper pack, it's $14.58 for the same volume of liquid. So these paper packs are much more popular now. We've got the whole lineup of Kirishima, all the colors of Kirishima, and then some other fun things. There's your Shiranami, the Kuroshinonami, the sponsors, the sign outside, and then once again your kind of generic Ichigo. These are Kokuto Shochu. I know they've mentioned before, made down at Mami Islands for Kokuto Shochu, Rento Jogo, most popular Shimano Napoleon, things like that. And then we've also got the other side, just in case you're worried that we didn't have them. Here are all our glass bottle sections. I don't know what music is going on. There's like 3 different kinds of music playing in the background. And then we've also got these cute little 100 milliliter like mini bar bottles. These are fun gifts because you can kind of mix and match all the different ones. And the one cups as well. And then some of these are limited Kagoshima only editions. Daiyame, one of the most popular brands at the moment from Hamadashi's. It tastes like lychee. This is $10.80 for a 900 milliliter version. Some of these, here's the Iwai no Kaido from Hamadashi's as well. And we've got some, let's see what, but like these are like the Fist of the North Star collaborations. There's Ultraman collaborations. There's Godzilla collaborations. All different kinds of official collaborations and things like that. Some of these are. Here we are. If you ever watch Japanese television, Atsuko Deluxe is the famous comedian, and she is the official sponsor for Suntory the Osumi, and or sponsor, ambassador, spokesperson, I suppose. And so Suntory makes shochu as well. This is actually made in Kagoshima. They bought an existing distillery. And there's also distilleries owned by Nikku Whiskey and Asahi Beer, as well as Liquor Mountain, a giant liquor store. So there are some of the major beer producers that own shochu distillers and are making shochu here in Kagoshima. So there's also like Kagoshima highballs and things like that. There's not any right here. They haven't restocked them. But in Kagoshima, you can get Kagoshima shochu pre-mixed into a highball in a can, which are not really available in other parts of Japan. Exit the shore again. So, just to go back and show you the sign to the entrance of Bunkadori in downtown Kagoshima. I don't really have any particular booze news other than I think maybe next week we'll talk more about the rankings of the biggest distilleries. But we'll get into that. So here on Bunkadori, there's your Kuro Kirishima and your Kuro Shiranami and your Shiranami sign. And then actually all the way down on the far end of this street, it's only about 3 blocks long, there's another sign at the other end of the entrance, and that sign is also sponsored by Satsuma Shuzo, the same producers of this first sign, but it's got one of their other brands, Minankata, on the back. So on the other side of it, here's their shochu distillery, Satsuma Shiranami. So it's, what has it been about 15 minutes? This has been a very short Shochu'sday episode with Maya. I don't have any recent reopens. Watch again next week. check out the Japan Distilled podcast episode that dropped on Friday about Kuma Shochu. And I hope you're all drinking something interesting. And please bear with me for the next couple weeks while I guest host while Christopher and Stephen are traveling. I'll have something better planned next week. Okay. Goodbye to all of you in Shochu'sday land. What does Christopher say? A very hearty and healthy Kanpai. I don't have anything to Kanpai, but Kanpai.